My mic was off. I am glad I checked that. Welp. Oh yay, 2 people. Hi, 2 people. I just realized my mic was off, so I'm glad I turned that back on. Okay, back to what I was saying. Day 21 of Inktober. Today's prompt being costume. So I was thinking about drawing a character wearing a little suit. Oh my gosh, I just got a comment of someone being sad they missed the stream. It only lasted 5 minutes. And it was the initial test stream, I guess, because I figured out something that was wrong. So I don't know how. I just figured out how to do half of this too. So if it just posted it as a stream, which it probably did, there's another one. So double post today. First time I've ever done that on this channel. Reaching milestones accidentally. Let's see. Need to get back in the creative juices. I was so focused on trying to make sure this would work correctly, and I gotta remember the ideas I had for this drawing. Oops. That's good. Oh, cool. Hi, Cookie Bro. I don't know if I should use the chat or just talk, because I'm so used to using a chat instead of being able to actively and vocally communicate with whenever someone said something in the chat. This is different. Very different. Oops. Okay. My day is going pretty well. Didn't have too much to do, so I could figure out how to set up a stream. I spent like an hour or 2 figuring out how to set up the stream before anything actually got started. I didn't even have it enabled for my channel, and that would have been also not very good to try and start. But it's been a very different weekday for me. How has your day been? Ah, yeah, the oof. But yeah, that's good, being able to finish early. It's usually nice. I mean, that's another thing I'm gonna have to get used to. I wanted to do this live stream of me drawing these Inktober entries for multiple days, but then it's like I've pretty much always done my drawing and voiceover separately, so having to draw while talking is a little funny, a little odd to do. It's training to multitask, I guess. Though I guess with live streams, viewers will be able to see how much I cut out from my normal videos. 'Cause I will usually cut out the entire inking process. I am streaming from a PC, my little laptop, that I actually had to restart. The first time I did the stream, it only lasted for like 10 minutes because my tablet stopped working once I got everything set up, so that wasn't very pleasant. But it's working now, so that is really good. I kind of plan to do these live streams. I just came up with it I think a couple nights ago when I was going to sleep because, you know, all ideas just love coming to you when you're trying to sleep. And I came up with the idea of doing these streams for doing this Inktober challenge, and I thought it would be a pretty good idea to do for any other art challenge I was going to do because originally I was planning on recording any of these Inktober drawings I did and then just posting them as a regular video, but I would keep forgetting to actually record myself drawing it. And I didn't want it to take as long as it normally did for videos. Oops. Oops, train of thought went away. Oh yeah, so I didn't want to forget to actually do anything software stream. I'm sorry. I should just change how I have this set up so I can see the chat easier. But I am using the Streamlabs OBS. Yeah, that's what I'm using. Hi, Miss Morbid. Oh, it's so cool seeing your name just popping up. I'm glad you can make it to the stream too. It's so cool seeing people talking and it being live. Whoa, this is such a different experience for me. Her arms are too high. Oh, thank you, Brand. I'm probably gonna say the first word of everyone's username if it's relatively long, but Brand. It's funny to say, but thank you. I'm really glad it's working too. And I'm glad you came back. I was worried it was just gonna be me sitting here for like half an hour or more like an hour. It takes a bit to do these drawings. That's another thing. Being new to doing a live makes me feel like I need to do it faster, as if it was a speed paint or whatever, which I probably shouldn't put that kind of pressure on myself, or else I'm gonna end up doing a very sloppy job, and I don't want my first live stream to be sloppy. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I've only seen a couple art streamers, but it's usually like a bunch of people. No, it's not really a stream. Well, okay, let me not get my thoughts mixed up. But yeah, I've seen a couple people art stream, but it's usually with multiple people, which is something I wanted to do at one point. Get some, fellow art peoples, and we're going to do like different art challenges and challenge each other to just games pretty much. Just make it into a little game type thing. This is not how I wanted it proportioned. Oh, thanks. Having free time is kind of nice. Thankfully, I had free time to do a little free time to do this. That's very pleasant. I feel like I was gonna say something else, but I forgot. Oh yeah, about sketching. I think it's because I jumped from my mind being focused on technical issues and all that to back to being calm and creative. So it may take a minute for my mind to jump back in, fall back into the creative-y feel. I shall try my best because I kind of like the idea I had for this. Hmm. How many viewers? We have 4 people watching. That's cool. So with the people watching right now, do any of you draw? And if you do, or just arts, how would you describe your earlier process of getting an idea on paper or whatever you used to draw? Hmm. And if you don't really draw or do anything art related, you can say that. That's a nice way to draw though. Just whatever comes to your mind. I used to do that a lot when I was much younger. Of course, that is how most kids draw, just whatever comes to their mind. So I think that's kind of what got me into character design. Just drawing ideas and things that could be linked to character design. Which I guess kind of gets me to what I'm trying to do now, as the prompt is for today is costume. I kind of wanted to do a little smallish character in a little froggy costume. Which I'm not sure why frogs, actually. It's fall now, and usually with some of the froggy art I've seen, it'll usually be like in a swamp or like a warm, moist environment. I would consider myself a costume. Yeah, that's also another good way of doing it. Just whatever gives you an idea. I guess that's usually how my sketches go, because I will sometimes do several sketches before something looks decent to me. Like you just saw, I got rid of my first sketch. What was I talking about before that? Something about getting ideas for sketches. Oh yeah, frogs in warm weather. Yeah, frogs aren't usually an animal that's related to fall. How long have I been taking art seriously? When did I start to draw? I guess I could answer first because I find it a little easier to pinpoint. Because I started drawing when I was really, really small, like 4, 5. I remember my parents taking pictures of me just having paper and just scribbling whatever. My art process started funny. How they always show kids starting drawing stick people. I didn't start with stick people. The way my art started, it was hearts. I don't know why, but my thing was hearts. There were hearts with eyes and smiles and really weirdly long lashes, but then they had the stick arms and stick legs. And I still have notebooks that I used to draw in. I still have my old notebooks, and they used to just be hearts with these huge lashes, and then sometimes skates. I don't know why, just skates and curled up hair. This was what my art used to look like. And now we've got this half incomplete sketch here. Though, when did I start taking art seriously? I remember in 2015, I started taking, well, not started, but at that point I was taking sketchbooks everywhere and drawing whenever I could. And then in 2017 is when I think some friends, like, because I was thinking about starting a channel for a while. Thank you. I was thinking about starting a channel for a while, but I was having that feeling of, I don't know if my skill level is good enough yet. I don't know if I can make videos, how that process is gonna go. So, you know, the typical doubts of starting most big things. And then, like, after a while of just drawing and showing people, I had some friends being like, you should start it. Yeah, just go ahead. You'll see how it goes. And I was like, well, okay. And I did. So in 2017, I guess that's when I can say I started taking it more seriously, because then that's when I started trying to draw more consistently whenever I had the time to do it, and just trying to draw and build up my skills, try to make my art better, because just even over a couple videos, the style I'll draw in, or just how my process changes slightly, especially since I've been on Instagram, which also, a lot of things started since 2017 to now, because I started using social media way more. I didn't really use Instagram or Twitter much before I started my channel. So it was all like a really new thing, getting introduced to a whole lot of other artists. It made me see how many artists are really out there. Just all the styles, so many really just cool stuff that inspired me and made me want to draw more. So yeah, I guess that's how I can say my art journey's going so far. More recently, I am trying to develop styles to draw in, as I do want to be an animator, so I'm trying to have different styles for illustration, animation, and you know, to try to get things out. I guess that's another reason I wanted to start doing streams too. Yeah, my style changes up in my commentary now that, yeah, it's pretty fun. I'm starting to finally calm down too after all those tech issues. I was stressing out trying to make sure my computer would come back fast enough. But yeah, this is really nice. Live streaming's cool. Letting you guys be able to see. Why does this person's body look backwards, man? This body. Oof, I need to change that up. But yeah. I'm just trying to get it up. Yeah, when I started my channels too, I thought I had to have this really, I don't know, professional type way of talking until when I started. Of course, I did watch other art YouTubers before I started mine to try to get an idea of the kinds of personalities that were out there, and how, you know, some channels are just chill. It's not all like professional professor type thing where they have to be like you're taking a course in art or something. As honestly, I don't think I would be an art professor at this stage right now, but yeah, just how I learned to kind of be a little more me. Yeah, the flexibility. Be a little more me and try to put my feeling and style into the videos I make. How many do you make? Animations. Yes, I have many ideas for animations. I have quite a few written down. I have done animations, and I actually did make videos when I was much younger, but they were based off of like little comics that I made when I was really small. So they're like really simple things. Like, I animated with a mouse, so I used line and shape tool to make these things. It was like really old, but as I got older, I wanted it to look more polished, I guess, and better, I guess I can say, as it's my works. I hope to start another channel specifically for animation, kind of like this one, where it has the same things. I kind of make my own stuff, maybe show any tricks that I learned while animating, and then create my own animations. Some I hope to make based off of music, and then others like music-based background animations, some that are little cute skits and stuff like that, and other action type animations. I hope to build up projects and things. Yes, flexibility. I'm reading these slow. I apologize. Try to do the pose. Yeah. Yeah. I like to make, I guess, I try to look for a lot of dynamic poses for characters so they don't look really boring when they stand. So they look like they have a lot of energy. Man, half drawing faces looks odd. This is why I speed it up, because during the process there's so many awkward things that come out from the half done drawing before it's done. Oh, yeah, your content's really cool, Cookie. Hello. Hey, another watcher. Oh yeah, that was another thing that I had to I guess get over when I started recording myself drawing, because ever since I was little, I didn't like showing letting my drawings being seen. Man, why does the mouth look so weird? I didn't like my drawings being seen until it was either mostly done or at least the line art was finished, because things would look so awkward. And then, of course, if you're carrying your sketch stuff around, you got those people that are like, hey, is that you? Hey, did you draw that? Hey, can you draw me? Hey, noise. And it's I would always get really nervous and feel weird trying to draw things, and it looks super awkward and weird, but like I'm doing it now, so growth. Yay. This face shape is bothering me a bit. Let me get back to the idea I had for it. Doop, doop. Overwhelming. Yes! A lot of new things have happened since I started this channel, and yeah, started in 2017 or 2018? I'd have to check again. I don't know why I'm asking. It's my own channel. How dare I not remember? Yeah, August 11th of 2017. Hit quite a few milestones. Also, another thing that I wanted to do these streams as a going into having 2,000 subscribers. So it's really cool. I felt really bad because of how little I was posting videos, and because it would take so long. Oh, yeah, finding a good mic can be a little tricky, but I happen to have a sibling who wanted to go into voice acting, so a lot of what I have is really, I guess, coincidental. My mic, I have someone who wanted to be a voice actor, so he lets me borrow it. And a lot of the programs I use, I know people who are like graphic designers and used to make logos for stuff, and they don't use it anymore, so I'm able to use it. So it's really cool. Borrowed. Yes, borrowed, despite me using it most of the time, as he has other things he has to do. Oh yeah, but what I was saying about posting things, I felt so bad about how little I was able to get out work, because for me, because of all the things I have to do during the week, the only times I'm able to record, specifically recording, is what takes the longest amount of time, because it takes a couple hours, because I will do editing, recording, and pretty much all the audio work in one sitting, and I have only one spot that I'm able to record in where I get the minimal amount of interruptions and the sound quality can be better because of the surroundings. So 2 days out of the week, and occasionally those 2 days will be taken up from any other responsibilities that I might have. So as much as I would try my best to try to get videos out, things wouldn't work. And then I actually got sick last weekend, so that really wasn't pleasant. It was like the flu something. It was not very good. I was out for 2 days just flopping around in my room. Oh, you don't like the way you sound? Oh, that's sad. Yeah, for Mike, so thinking for a minute, but like for my voice, I don't know how much I thought about if I liked the way I sound. I know I don't necessarily get excited if I hear other people playing my video when I can hear it. So it's a bit of a thing I have to get past, I guess. But I guess if I'm hearing myself being recorded, during the editing stage, I don't really think about it. I just think about more so getting the video finished and uploading it so people can see it. Some hobbies I have that aren't art related. That's a good question. I do enjoy baking. I actually made chocolate chip cookies the other night. Last night? Yeah, last night actually. I made chocolate chip cookies last night. So that was fun. I pretty sure sewing is art related, but I do make plushies, if I can at least mention it. I used to sew plushies with felt. When I was younger, I made little Minecraft plushies out of felt, so that was a thing I did. Any other hobbies that aren't art related? I guess I can only think of cooking. I just like being creative. I'm still trying to think. Oh, I like creative writing. I guess that also helps me with animating and creating stories, because as much as I love visual storytelling, I am very descriptive when it comes to writing, so I never really had a problem with writing essays for school or anything, but I enjoy writing stories and coming up with ideas, as it does help with making characters, because then I can make up a backstory for them and give them a whole world and life of their own. I feel like there's another topic I was on before I saw the question. Do I have any other hobbies that aren't art related? I can't think of any at the moment. A whole new world. Yeah, totally, but not singing. But whole new world. Anything else I can think of that I would want to do that's not art related is pottery or glass blowing, but honestly, those are probably still art related. Art is very versatile. I do want to. If I wasn't able to be an artist, like an animator like I am now, I think I just made up a new question. If I wasn't gonna be an artimator, oh my gosh, an animator, this is why I record and have scripts, an animator, I would probably go into astronomy or geology, sciences. I guess if I wasn't into art, I would be into sciences. I always liked science. 20 side characters? Yeah, that part's really fun, making up a bunch of characters to go with your new character. I do like to do that occasionally. Let me think. When I was younger, the animations I used to make and comics, I did make a whole comic series about this little prince, this little squishy looking prince. One night I remember I was listening to the radio. I think I just turned it on just to see what was on. And I turned on the radio and I heard, what song was it? I can't remember what song it was. Cool Kid? No, I don't remember what it was. But basically I just listened to it and I thought I want to draw something pudgy. And so I drew this character, it looked kind of like this, and I named him like Pew? Pew? Something like that. And then I made this whole comic series with this little prince kid. He had a sister and a friend, and like these half cat alien species that wanted their kingdom to fall in some way. It was this whole adventure thing that I had planned out. Black on the Street, yeah. Takes a minute. Some ideas just don't come all the way. But yeah, I made that whole comic series. I made like 2 issues, each had 20 pages. It was this whole thing I wanted to make into a webcomic one day. I might go back to it someday and recreate and probably rewrite some of the characters. As the way I used to do a lot of my art wasn't planned. I didn't have scripts and all that, so some things were a little random-esque, but it still kind of had a storyline to an extent. Oh, fracky. But yeah, it's another thing I hope to do. I want to eventually make webcomics, along with being an animator and drawing things. I want to make webcomics eventually. Are there any webcomics you guys are into? Ah, planning. Bigger projects. I do completely understand that. Oh yeah, those are good comics. Cool series. But let's see, projects. Some of the larger projects I've ever done was this animation I did. I started a couple years ago. I have yet to complete it, mainly for the purpose of technical issues, because my computer has had a hard time being able to support the files, so it would usually crash before I get to finish things. So I would definitely say one of the things if you're doing a digital project is make sure you know what you're doing to an extent of, let me see if I had that thought out. Let me think. Because when I started doing things... Oh, hold up. Excuse me. Okay, hello again. Sorry about that. Batman Rappin', those are cool. Okay, so the way I used to do projects when start a big project is I would have the problem of not planning. So later when I started up, I would stop the production and then go back and start writing things out. I would say going through big projects. Planning. I guess you could do it kind of like how you might outline an essay. Have an idea of where you want to start and finish. You have your beginning, your end, your middle, and then make sure you do stop somewhere, because I have had the problem of just feeling like something isn't finished and I want to keep adding things, and then things just get bigger and bigger, and then you just end up with a project that you'll just never be able to finish because of time and just starting something bigger than you're able to handle at the moment. Specifically for time, yeah. Just being able to pace yourself a little bit at a time. Oh, don't talk about that phase. Speaking of phases, it just makes me think of fandoms and game series. What type of games did you guys, I guess, either grow up playing or series are you currently into? Oops, I just realized the music stopped. Let's see, to get the ideas going, I guess. 5? Whoops. Well, now my mind just went blank. I thought of an idea for how I was gonna do this drawing, and I just realized how crooked her neck is. Excuse that. 5 Nights at Freddy's and Undertale. Yeah, those got really popular. According to your life. Fire Emblem. Ooh. Yeah, I know someone who's really into Fire Emblem. But I got into 5 Nights at Freddy's quite a bit when it came out. Being summoned. Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember when that first came out, man. Wow, it's been a while. I think FNAF was the only thing that could be considered a horror that I ever got into, I guess, because I'm not, I guess if you could tell at all, I'm not much into horror movies or horror games that much. But for some reason FNAF, I was intrigued by the story in the gameplay, specifically for Sister Location. I don't know why. I thought that one was cool. And I have played Pizzeria Simulator and Ultimate Custom Night, and I have been jumped, and I made noises that were expressed displeasement, as jump scares always get you, even if you expect them. It's just And I guess if you follow me on Instagram, you can see how I did draw something for FNAF VR. Yeah, Help Wanted, as it is the most recent game currently, right behind FNAF AR. I'm pretty sure that's the new one. That's another thing that's really nice about these streams. I can actually say something that's in right now, and it won't be like a month behind because it took me forever to make the video. So that's pleasant. I should do these streams more if I can do that, man. So that's always nice to do. Talk about what's in children's books. Really? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I've heard a few things from the books. I haven't read them or anything, but very spooky. I just realized I didn't put the little froggy eyes on this hoodie. I guess we're on the topic of games. If I can bring it up. The only other game I can think of that has gotten me riled up, I guess, concerned, scared, frightened even, is a game called Subnautica. How many people are here right now? 5? Yay, 5 people! First stream has 5 people. But anyways, it's basically an underwater game where, well, it's basically you get crash land on an alien planet where pretty much all of it is underwater and you gotta survive and keep from dying as you get infected. So that, of course, wasn't. So it's not pleasant. But to not just start releasing a bunch of spoilers, as I really liked the game. It was really interesting. I haven't actually completed it, but it's really cool. I don't think this should look like it's a plushie. I don't think anyone would want to wear something soft and fuzzy in the rain. And that wouldn't be very nice. Be like having fuzzy rain boots. Yeah. Oh, it is. Half the creatures in that game are like huge. Gosh. Attacking. Luckily you get technology. So you can make little sea crafts to move around and get to lower depths easier, but yeah, that I done some little screams a couple times in that game. Well, not screams, yelled. Been startled and felt uncomforted. Okay, that looks nice. I feel like your shirt could look better. I think. I wanted to look more on the small side. Oh, okay. Brazil. I don't know that much Portuguese. But hi, Uni. Glad you could be here. Many hellos. I think it's so cool that some of you guys are like from so many places in the world. That just makes me want to learn more languages so I can talk to more of you. I mean, Google Translate is around, but that's not very helpful. Specifically for, well, especially for any type of slang or all that. I remember I was talking to someone and I used slang in Spanish, but he didn't know Spanish, and so real quick I checked Google Translate to see what it would translate to, and the sentence did not make sense on its own, but I don't think he bothered checking that. He just kind of went with it. Made the sentence really random. Which just makes me think of how interesting idioms and slang, just the words they come from. Very random sometimes. It is really good for a laugh. Wow, I was about to talk, and then I got focused for a minute, and then the thought, whatever I was about to say, just kind of floated away. Thanks, brain. Thanks, hippocampus. Really helpful there, buddy. Let's see, what was I gonna say? Not completely remember. Oh, not that part. Yeah, actually translating. That's why every time I try to talk to someone, like specifically for replying to comments or DMs or anything from other people that don't completely understand English, I try my best to try to communicate whatever language they can understand, because, you know, make things a little easier. But then it's like, when I have to use Google Translate, I translate it between English and that language several times to make sure it's what I mean and not not Google Translate changing up the meaning. So I always get a little bit of a little panic attack when I realize the sentence is really off. It is such a mood. Oh. Stressing out so much. Trying to make sure things don't get really weird. Oh, that's cool. Hello. Welcome back. Let's see. There's so many songs I was thinking about playing. That's another thing. Oops, not that. No, go back. Okay. I think I was trying to set up the songs to play in the background a little late, like a couple minutes before I was going to start streaming, so I didn't have a lot of time to pick what I was going to play. Of course, with the whole not wanting to get copyright striked or anything, which honestly, with how relatively small my channel is, and not really making money from it, but, you know, still happens anyways. Slight concern about that. So I had a couple songs or tracks, lyricless tracks to play. Didn't want to play too much of the same things, but there are quite a few things I want to play. But speaking of music, what type of music do you guys like listening to? Where was I going with this? I feel like there was something else I was going to do with her design here. Guess you could use fingers, that would be pleasant. Anything that has notes in it. That's a nice way to put that. I would say same, pretty much. I like pretty much I've listened to at least one song of pretty much any genre of music. I have the whole pop and jazz, instrumental, rock, dubstep, trap, classical, instrumental game music. Which, by the way, I feel like game music is really underrated. These composers are really, really good. Shadows and songs. Meme songs? Yes, meme songs. That is another genre of song. Just memes. Anything that turns into a meme. I will sometimes spend my school time listening to random meme songs in the background. Like, example, Wii theme for 10 hours, as I won't have to change it for 10 hours, even though I'm pretty sure I would be done with my work by then, but it just kind of stays there. And then I forget about it as I would get focused. But it lasts and it's helpful. I think this is good, but I feel like I wanted to add something else. It's a bit small. Wow, I didn't realize how big I made this canvas. Woohoo! Space. I'm gonna do one of those. Well, I don't have to. I'm gonna add little frogs. Yeah, it looks alright. I am not in college. Nope. I am still considered a youngin', I guess. But thanks for the question. We'll add little froggy friends. Have any of you guys seen this? I don't know if it's just me or just what I like on Instagram, but have any of you guys seen this weird increase in frogs just showing up? Just images and drawings and just things related to frogs all over Instagram. I don't know why. I was getting quite a lot of that. I think that's what subconsciously inspired me to draw this little girl in a froggy thing, because of all the frogs I kept seeing. Which I don't know when that's related to October again. But they were there. Little circle. It's too small. I want to make it round and chunky. Little chunky frog. Sports face? Okay, well yeah, that's not frogs. These look like cat paws. This is not a cat, this is a frog. I should draw more animals. I guess this is a good practice then. One of my drawings I posted on Instagram, it was one of those draw this in your style challenges, and it was of a girl with 2 otters next to her, but I felt like one of the otters looks like a sloth, and I don't know if I said that in the description, but I just couldn't unsee it. Oh yeah, those live streams. I set up a couple ones, but I didn't get too much time to set up the whole music thing before I started. But thank you. Yeah, wow, this is gonna be a chunky little thing. These are not froggy feet. I guess they're froggy feet if it has chunky froggy feet. I guess since we're on the subject of animals and frogs, what are you guys' favorite animals, if you have those? Froggy. I guess until anyone says anything in the chat. Personally, one of my favorite animals is a panda. Oh yeah, little doggo. Toucan. Toucans are funny little birds. Really interesting, long and colorful beaks. And dogs are always nice. Well, okay. Most doggos are really nice. Blobfish. That is a wonderful choice. The blobfish. Heard it's a really lovely breed of fish. Species. A panda. This relate to it on a spiritual level. That's a great thing to have with an animal, especially a blobfish, just being able to relate to it. And just feeling all senses among the fish. Whoa, did I move this weird? Yeah, I did. Can you see its eye? I guess you can. He looks like he's contemplating, just thinking about why he is now in this white void of a drawing currently. Let me see, Spotty. We can add spots to him when I color him. I don't think I've ever drawn a frog that looks like such a loaf. It's just a loaf of frog. That's what he is. He's just a loaf of frog. Life. Yes, life. Isn't it great? You get loaves of frogs and blobfish. Oh, speaking of blobfish. Well, not really, but it made me think of the really odd the most interesting creatures that just show up underwater because their body structure is just different. It needs to be different when they're underwater and so much pressure. The deeper you go, the odder things get. Wheeze? That's all I did. Like, yes, it's lovely. It's amazing. And just like those creatures that just are down there. Again, speaking of such creatures, I actually did want to start another series along with me drawing my fruity girls, which I am going to move on to vegetables since I did do a pumpkin and all those other vegetables back in 2015 when I first drew them. I wanted to start another drawing series. Frog loads and blobfish. Frog loaves and blobfish. That sounds like a great thing to have in your life. But yeah, so I wanted to start another drawing series where I just drew really odd and obscure animals and then just draw them as character designs, like a blue sea dragon, which is I just wanted to pretty much do what I do for my edit girls, I guess I called them, and then just draw them as character designs pretty much the same way, just a bunch of obscure animals, pangolins, sea bunny slugs, and all that, but as character designs. Loafs, yes, loaf. Loaf is a great word. Loaf. I feel like I was gonna go to a different train of thought with the animals. Oh yeah, edit girls. I was thinking about doing a poll about changing the name of that, as in the thumbnail I call it Fresh Fashion, only for the purpose because those thin papers. I think so. I think I know what you mean. Like the paper that you use so you can pretty much make a copy of what you just did, and like you trace over it and then it makes the drawing on something else, if I'm describing it correctly. This looks funny. Let me add the body. It's gonna be another chunky frog. Oh my gosh, frog loaves. It's just gonna be a thing now, just loaf of frog. Tracing paper. Oh yeah, tracing paper. That sounds about right. Am I too close to the mic? I keep seeing it peak a little. I'm sorry if the volume just gets way too high, especially with my voice pitch. Ew. I'm big brain. Oh yeah, what I was saying about going with the edit girls. I called it fresh fashion in my thumbnails, which I feel like is a little off because I'm focusing more on making the character the food, not necessarily the clothes. Even though I do both a character and the clothes. Blue dragon. Oh, that's cool. The blue sea dragon I'm thinking about is like this. Oops, that's not how you spell dragon. It was like, let me see if I can get a picture. Yeah, there it is. So it's like, it's just a sea creature. I can't really describe its look because it's just that unique. This is what it looks like. It's like, it has so many little appendages. I'm assuming these would be like its fins. It kind of swims and swerves through the water. I forget where it lives. But yeah, I want to create that into a character design. And it is very unique. And the colors are very nice. It has a very nice color palette to work with. But yeah, so I want to be able to do that eventually. Make a little series of character designs based on obscure animals that people don't hear very much. Yeah, it's really cool looking. There's so many interesting animals that people don't normally see or hear about because of where they live. People don't, so it makes sense why you wouldn't really see one every day. I'm like little froggos. You see froggos a lot. Little frog. Or toads. Toad loaf. Loaf toad. One of those things. But drawing. Yes, there are. There are a lot of really interesting animals in Australia. Including really big spiders. Spiders. Yeah, them big boys. Really big 8 appendaged boys. Yes, little toads. Let me see. Oops, not her hand. She needs her hand. Those are important. Hey. Okay. No, he's a scared little toad. Okay, no. Gonna be all... Should I smile? Or should you just... Should I have a really wide mouth? Small mouth? Really big, small? No. Okay, not doing that. No. Yeah, hands. Yeah, little small. I think it should have a little woo face. Should it have a new woo face? I just want to know. Should it have a new woo face? Okay, I'm putting that back. Hey, not that one. This one. Should it have a small little smile? Just not the big smile. That's perfect. That's another thing. This is fun. It needs an epic face. It's another thing. You guys can actually talk about what I'm currently drawing. This is so nice. The perks of live streaming. Uh-oh. I had an alarm. Whoa, what was that? Okay, there are a lot of stray lines I make when drawing 2009 memes. Oh, that epic face. That one. That meme. It took me a minute. I remember that. Potato fingers. Yes. Yeah, this is one of the potato finger characters where they have really stubby limbs. My drawings usually fluctuate a lot between having semi-realistic proportions and just everything being chonk. Just a little squishy. I think just little frogs make me feel like they should be all chonky around. Because look at this. This little loaf. Look at this little loaf. It's loafy. And small. And loafy. So it should be all cute and nubby. The alarm. Yeah. I like customizing everything. Yes, potato king. Yeah, I like customizing everything. If you notice right here on the side, that funny looking little brown and white thing, I changed my mouse cursor into a chicken leg because fall, autumn, and Thanksgiving. I am really into customizing things into seasons and holidays. Turpin small too. Yeah. Extra derping, extra schmalls. I feel like this one's chunkier than that one. This one's like flat. Like if this is loaf got smushed a little smushed. Get you, I guess, got some different body shapes. It's always important. Representation in visual media. There you go. It's about a good size. Need little water splashes, and then I'll just quickly line it up, and then color it in, and then I will be done. Yeah, that's fine. This part is usually the part I cut out in my videos so they're a decent length, because doing the line art is just going over the sketch, so not much interesting happens during that part. Yeah. I think the cursor also turns into apple pie when I need to resize on the side. And I think it turns into a leaf if I need to click on something, but because Photoshop has its own like custom cursor types for stuff, usually when I draw, you don't see it unless it's on the side. I've had so many cursors in my videos. I've had like a strawberry, I've had like stars, I've like a Christmas tree. I think last year I had a little Christmas tree mouse pointer. Boop. I redo lines so often. I remember my brother was watching me draw one time, and every time I would draw a line that seemed okay, but then got rid of it and redid it anyways, he just made a noise, just like a little cringe noise, like, why didn't you just keep it? That was fine. But inside I'm just like, no, it wasn't good enough. I need to do it again. Just be this ongoing cycle. Yo, nub nose. Yeah. Boop. I think her face looks fine. I feel like there was something I might have wanted to change. I think her face shape. Yeah, it's a little rounder here. I'm not trying to give her like chiseled jawbones or anything, just trying to give her a round face. Yeah, I think that's round enough. That's round. Alrighty, I think that's good for her face now. Alrighty, so I'm pretty sure you guys said you do a little bit of drawing and art since mentioning doing some projects. What would you say is your favorite and or least favorite stage of doing a piece of artwork? Because personally, the line art feels like the least eventful part of the process because of what you are seeing currently. Just filling in lines. Though a lot of times on Instagram I would see these comics of artists having that problem of when they sketch something, it looks fine, but when they add the line art, it just looks weird and sloppy and awkward because the sketching wasn't very defined. But I have a problem of when I'm in the sketch stage, I will put way too much detail into a certain part, so I'll get stuck sketching some part, but I may end up having to edit it or take it out because it wouldn't look right. And sometimes I have just cleaned up my sketches so much that I didn't even have to do the line art that much. Oops. So I guess everyone has their different habits. Why am I using that tool? Okay. Oh! We can't draw them. Hate the brainstorm. I feel that. Yeah. Brainstorming takes a while sometimes, and that art block hurts. wish I knew instantly relatable. Can't draw. I have felt that with my sloth otter. I thought I could draw a sloth. I looked at so many pictures of a reference pictures for a sloth. Okay, let me rephrase that. Otter. I was trying to draw an otter, but it kept looking like a sloth. I just went with it eventually, but it just bothered me a little. No one called it out. I don't know if they just didn't notice because honestly it wasn't the point of the picture, or they were being nice, but I feel like they just didn't notice because again the otter wasn't the point of the picture, but I just couldn't stop noticing that it was an otter sloth. That would be an odd animal. I don't think most creatures can get away with moving really slow, as predators exist. Prey can't get used to being slow because they get chased down and eaten really easily, and predators wouldn't get any food if they moved really slow. So it wouldn't be good for anybody, except a sloth manages to live, because sloths. Hybrids are cool. What? Yay! I guess I can kind of say the sloth otter could have been cool, except it looks kind of tired, but trying to force a smile for the picture. So this is what it's like making a video kind of with absolutely no script whatsoever. So interesting. I'm learning so much today. Now that I think about it, I don't think I meant this to be a completely finished drawing. I thought this was going to be a sketch and just the little character emotion things. But I think I forgot because I was tucking. But this is fine. Good at swimming at an average speed? That's a good question. Would it be good at swimming at an average speed if it's a sloth otter? If it would go extinct rather quickly because of natural selection. So poor little thing probably wouldn't last very long unless humans took care of it. Also, I don't want to know how on earth an otter sloth would even exist, considering that otters and sloths do not live anywhere near the same area. Unless you get one of those odd scientists that just genetically engineer one just so they can say it exists. Top 10 questions science still can't answer. That's why we have zoos. You know, that would be an interesting concept if a scientist created a zoo for genetically modified hybrid animals, but honestly they'd get like PETA on them or something. All these animal rights activists would not be happy, and honestly I would be concerned for whatever animals being turned into a hybrid half. You get a camel dog and a horse bunny. Yeah, 50. Yeah, pretty much. That would be an interesting zoo to exist. But then you could get one of those Jurassic Park situations where like half the creatures are really deadly, and if one of them gets out, it's like boom, there goes your money and park, and it's dangerous, and then no one's gonna want to go to it anymore. Would it only make really small cute ones? But then could they go rabid like poodles, mules, and ligers? Yeah, see, that's, again, there already are animals that are crossbred kind of weird, but then they can't keep existing as a species because of that reason. So I guess it would be a zoo that would constantly be restocked, I guess, with new creatures, because they wouldn't be able to last very long unless someone has the bright idea to create a creature that just makes more by budding like a a sponge or a hydra or something, or unless it separates and then makes more creatures with its pieces. Yeah, society, there that goes. Collapse society because someone decided to make a lizard starfish lion. I don't know. Speaking of sea creatures, her hair makes you think of a sea anemone. Whose curves and the hair I can't seem to get up. What's that? No. Right at the moment. Sloth otter. It's all started from a sloth otter. A sloth otter comes about and there goes society. No one could have predicted that from a simple little sloth otter. Aw, thank you. Little bubbly hair. Yeah. That reminds me, speaking of sea creature, sloth otter. You know, if a scientist was making this huge hype for this new creature he just invented, and he just made a sloth otter, I think a lot of people would be very disappointed if they expected something way cooler, because sloths and otters are already both mammals with their fuzzy little faces. One of them just moves slow, and one of them is in the water, eats sea anemones, and is adorable. The other one is also adorable, but moves really slow and sometimes grabs on its own arm in the tree, and then, yeah. So, I don't know how people would take that unless it becomes the new most adorable creature on Earth. What if that happened? Sloth, otter, and toad loaf. Otter walks over speed and growls. Oh my gosh. But what if it's like a zombie thing? Oh, hi Owl Nations. You made it. Yeah, that would be just crawls at a medium speed over. Yeah, that's real frightening. But again, what if it becomes the world's cutest creature, and then everyone in the internet and everyone just loves it, and then everyone's sad if it stops living. But then scientists use science and use genes from a lobster. Yeah, that was I'm pretty sure it was a jellyfish, and makes it live forever, as there is a breed of jellyfish that is able to turn back into its baby form and then start aging again. Otter-sized sloth or hundreds sloth-sized otters? That's a hilarious question. Also, hi Glenn. I'd say tie. Yeah, that'd be interesting. Talk about fighting. Fight. One otter-sized sloth. Honestly, I don't see a reason for otters to attack someone. But if they did, do they have claws? I know no, because they just have flippers, and they use rocks to open clams in an adorable way. And a sloth doesn't move very fast, but it kind of has claws. So honestly, unless all the 100 sloth-sized otters just sat on your face, and then you just kind of slowly stop breathing after a while, I could see that as the only threat. And this oh my god. I mean, if they saw a reason to do so. One polar bear sized penguin, 100 penguin sized polar bears. Huh. It did. That escalated very quickly. If they saw your skull as food, if they did, which honestly, heads are not shaped the same way as clams. So, as long as they don't feel a reason to open your... Man, this got so dark. Okay. Polar bear sized penguin. Penguins, I don't see them as creatures that are very hostile towards people either. Now, polar bears, they're big, but if they're penguin sized, it's always a party. Yay, party. That sounded weird. Why did I say it like that? I'm sorry. But party. Okay. Penguins, polar bears. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see polar bears as aggressive, but if they see something as food, they will go at it. If I had to pick one, I don't don't know. Ha! Ouch! Oof! Oh my gosh. There are lots. Oh my gosh. Wow, where did it get this? Toad loafs. Oops. Loaf toads. Loads. Loads of toad loafs. That's fun to say. Goals? Uh-oh, I'm on the wrong layer. Glad I didn't start doing this on the sketch layer. That would have been bothersome, as I've been spending quite a decent amount of time going over this, the inking. Oh, speaking of underwater things, and just creatures in general, honestly just underwater, actually it was yesterday. I need to get a better sense of time passing, but yesterday I learned that brine pools are a thing, I'm pretty sure they're called, which is basically underwater water. But there's something special about this underwater water, as this water is salty and really deep. It's so salty, it's just dense, and it's just keeping itself underwater so it doesn't flow around. It just kind of sits. There are also underwater streams and currents, but this is just like literally pools and lakes that can just sit underwater, and fish and stuff can swim in them. Blew up my world. It's so interesting. It's just water that's super salty, but like the only creatures that are down there are like special types of fish and some eels and squid, but they need to go down there to like get their food, but they can't be in it that long because it's toxic to them. So it's like really crazy the kind of things that are underwater. Exactly, it does, because Goo Lagoon is a thing. So underwater water is just really dense, super salty water. And sloths that can fly, honestly, flying sloths sloths live their lives just kind of eating and sleeping. So a sloth can take advantage of the fact that it can reach its food easier and probably keep from falling more. So that would be helpful for it. Yeah, water underwater. The water here is made of water, yes. It's amazing, but extra salty water. So don't make it mad or it'll go out on you. I don't know. But yeah, the water's super toxic to creatures that try to live in it. They don't live. The only creatures that can live in it are like really small microorganisms. So that's what the eels and fish try to eat. But if they're in it too long, they kind of spaz out. Their bodies go into shock. They curl up. It is not a pretty picture. And then they can't, if they don't get out, then they just don't. And it's not pleasant for the animal. Oh, thank you. Okay, bye. Glad you could be here. But yeah, it's a crazy, underwater is pretty much, you could consider an alien planet. You could get so many ideas from just what lives underwater. Pretty crazy stuff. Dude. Like blobfish. Does that go around right? Kinda. You are not pleasant. That sounds intriguing. Not pleasant. I like big words. I don't know. Bigger brain. I like big words. I got a comment one time of someone saying that I sounded like a kid because of my voice, but also an adult. And I'm just like, I enjoy my words. I enjoy syntax and vocabulary. Big questions of the universe. Yeah. I remember learning the word exuberant from a kids show, and it is now one of my favorite words. It's a very nice word. And I appreciate when someone uses a big word properly, of course. Okay. Chicken-sized polar bears. Chicken-sized. Okay, my brain thought it the other way and thought you meant chickens the size of polar bears, which honestly, that's probably dangerous too. They have some big beaks. But chicken-sized polar bears. Chicken-sized polar bears, the size of a chicken. Again, I don't want to immediately assume polar bears are necessarily aggressive animals. They're really big and really strong, and if they see something as food, they will go to it. But if you were to give an animal with that thought the mindset of eating something that is food, would it just go for bugs then? That's what they're hiding in Area 51. That would be interesting. Exactly that. Boop. Chicken says polar bears. Oh, you know, I do get how chickens could be not fun. Chicken says polar bears. Yeah, I could see that as scary. I have seen some pretty aggressive chickens that just kind of go at you and just start the pecking. I used to have chickens though, and they were like really cute. I only remember one of their names, which was Bella, because she let me and my siblings pick her up, and she was a really, really sweet chickie. But it was really sad when raccoons would keep coming and they would eat them and tear up the little chicken pen they were in. So we couldn't have chickens anymore, so that was a little sad, but chickens! Aww! See chicken-sized polar bears. One time I started a rebellion. Oh my gosh, it sounds like Chicken Run, if any of you guys know that. I don't know if that sounds too old, but yeah, rebellious chickens. For me, when I was little, the chickens would just run away. They were just, you know, being chickens. Running away anytime I showed up to feed them. We feathered little birds. Birds are cute. But maybe not as cute as the turtle. Okay, maybe birds are cuter. It depends on what type of bird. Because I don't know that many people that think vultures are like the cutest little things. I mean, hey, they're useful. But I haven't heard many people being like wanting to get a pet vulture for its cuteness. I could see someone wanting a pet vulture just because, but not necessarily because it'd be cute. You do. Oh, there are birds in there. A lot of raptors, big taloned birds. Vultures are enormous. Get you a bird magazine vulture right at the front. The cutest bird in existence. And that just makes me think of the penguins, because birds. Penguins, birds. Oops, that's wrong. It's wrong tool. I feel like something else came to my mind about birds. I can't exactly remember. All that comes to my mind for some reason is a math problem I had to do relatively recently about having to calculate the probability of a bird taking its dump on a car in a parking lot and calculating the probability based on the size of said car. So, math. Speaking of school stuff, what are you guys' favorite subjects, if either in the past or recently? Math. Oh, I'm sorry, bringing in school-related things at a time like this. I apologize, but it was the only thing that came to mind. No one was coming up with questions. If any of you would like to, you can come up with almost any other question. I'm not giving that much. I'm gonna be a little specific. Just any other question. Fair point. Most other questions that would be stream appropriate can be asked. Oops, didn't mean to turn that on. Okay. History. You know, I had a teacher that gave world history teacher. She was really nice, and she made me really like history for that year. I forget which grade it was, but it was really fun. Some teachers really make it much better, especially when you have like people that seem like they're into it instead of just reading slides really boringly. Do I watch any cartoons? Yes, I do. I have watched a lot in the past. Let me see, what do I watch now? I might, if I'm really bored, I guess, and ran out of YouTube videos to watch, occasionally I might just like look for clips of SpongeBob episodes to watch for the nostalgia of it. So what else? Cartoons. I can think of a lot I used to watch a lot because of how good they were. How much I liked them and how good they were. Like, Samurai Jack was a good one. Teen Titans is really good. I had so many thoughts when the newer one that's on Cartoon Network now. I used to, when it first came out, I remember watching it with my siblings, but then after like the first couple episodes, we were like, is this what it is now? Oh, so we kind of stopped. Oh, Tom and Jerry! Tom and Jerry was good. Did you watch like the newer ones that would be on Cartoon Network, or like the really old ones where like everything was like the backgrounds were painted and hand drawn and stuff like that? Oops. Did I just give her 3 fingers? Does she have 3 or 4 fingers? I think I just reduced her finger amount. I guess she has 3 fingers now. Okay. It was. I liked the characters and stuff. Yeah, all the new ones. I liked how some of the older cartoons had like classical music in the background that matched what the action that was happening. And I thought it was always funny if you ever saw older cartoons and you could tell what was about to be messed with because it would change into brighter colors. Every episode of Phineas and Ferb. I actually didn't watch that show. I didn't watch too much on Disney Channel, but I do know it's pretty popular. Ooh, Scooby-Doo series. I did watch a lot of those. I remember seeing a lot of reruns of the old Scooby-Dooby-Doo, Where Are You, and all that. And then like Mystery Incorporated. I liked the mood that had. It was spooky and mysterious and had the most serious mood of any Scooby-Doo series. Yeah. It's really interesting. I liked that one. I don't know. There was like this really interesting era back in early 2000s, 2010s when shows were like more serious, I guess. Before everything became, well, not everything, but most things became a lot of screaming at camera because I guess that's what movie companies think kids want to watch now. But like I was a kid and I liked watching action shows mostly because that's what my brothers watched and I didn't have much of a say at what was put on, but I liked it when it was put on. Gravity Falls. No, I'm sorry, I have not seen Phineas and Ferb and I have not seen Gravity Falls again. Mostly Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon was on when I was younger rather than Disney Channel. I didn't watch many of the live action type things they had sitcoms. Mostly just animated things, if at all. Was the music too loud? I wasn't paying attention to how loud it was. I don't know if it was too loud or not compared to my talking. You can binge watch. Yuppers. There's quite a bit I haven't seen. Quite a bit I haven't tried. That makes me think of every time I tell someone I've never had a Pop-Tart and they're like, oh, I'm gonna get you a Pop-Tart someday. And I'm like, oh, you don't have to. It's okay. I've never touched a Pop-Tart. So, and then everyone's always so surprised because that was such a huge thing. Like every other Nickelodeon commercial break, you'd see a Pop-Tart somewhere. Barely SpongeBob. Yeah, I watched more Cartoon Network and Nick shows. So what else was on there? A bunch of different shows. I remember watching a few more action series from my memory than like just jokes and kind of humor. Oh, PBS Kids. Quibo. I'm not sure what that is, but I definitely watch PBS Kids. And Disney on Vacation. Oh. Oh yeah, I haven't watched those because those had real people in it. Yeah, my brothers and I mostly just watched animated humans when we were younger. PBS Kids, yeah. Our parents liked us watching things that were educational, so I definitely had my fill of PBS Kids on a regular basis. And then like Saturday mornings for my little childhood would be waking up before my parents did and then just kind of sitting watching Mickey Mouse Clubhouse or something until they woke up with my brothers. I'd just sit in the living room and watch it with my brothers. It was a time, a simple time of being small. What was you guys' favorite like little kid show? Like what do you remember really liking when you were really little? Power Rangers. Oh, I have a friend who liked Power Rangers who says, I have watched neither of those. Though I think I was referring more to like preschool age. But oops, I did not mean to open that. No, I don't want my stuff to crash. Have you ever just opened up a program you didn't want to on your computer and then it takes like 5 minutes to come up because it's a big program? That hurts. And then my PC gets mad at me and I'm like, I'm sorry. My fingers were just a little off. Please don't disown me as your owner. Because that's how ownership works. Oh my gosh, I remember the Rough Men show. Oh, my brother used to want to be on that show. Power Rangers is from this. Oh yeah, well yeah, it's been around for a bit. I used to love Blue's Clues, man. I enjoyed the fact that Steve was chill. Steve didn't come into your face like, hey kids, ready to learn some numbers, ready to learn your colors. It was just like, oh hey, you're here. And I'd be like, oh hey Steve. Like Steve was chill. Yes, Wildcrats. I remember that show and I liked that one. You know, Steve was real. Steve wasn't all in your face yelling at you well, he sang, but it wasn't the same. And then, like, the new Blue's Clues, I saw, like, a clip or something. Oh, yes, the lemur. They did. Zaboomafoo. I remember my older brother liked Zaboomafoo a lot, and I got a little tired of seeing it because he kept putting it on a lot. But I remember that they had a lemur. Chris and Martin, they saw something strange. A little bouncing lemur. No, that was wrong. A little lemur who liked to bounce and play. I haven't seen it in years. Yeah, Zaboomafoo. That's what it was called. I liked that show. It was really nice. Yeah. You see a lot of stuff that you may not remember completely. A lot of things for your brain to store. Alrighty. Am I done with the line art? No, I am not. Well, okay. Should do it faster. Oh, never mind. That's fine. Boop. I haven't haven't really seen either of those. I've seen a couple episodes of Gumball, but I never really got too much into SU. When I first saw this show being a thing, I thought the character designs were kind of interesting, but I never really started watching it. I know it's been around for a while, and then there was that movie. Wait, no, that's fine. Yeah, I've seen a lot of fan art for the show on Instagram too. I was about to mention that I usually just draw fan art for stuff I've seen, which obviously that's how fan art works, because you'd be a fan of the series because you've seen it. But I mean, I know some people just draw stuff just because it's the popular thing, which I don't think I do. Yeah, not really. I just see stuff. Oh, okay. Bye. Yeah, I'm glad you're able to be here too. Bye. This stream is very nice. You guys are fun. I should definitely do these more. I was stressing out when I first started, but it's nice. It's better now. It calmed down. Can work on the arts. I guess the line art phase is pretty good during streams because I don't have to think too much about making the character. At least during the sketching phase, because I was trying to think of how I wanted the character to look. Oh, it's been 6 years? It's been around that long? Huh. That's interesting. Time really does go by fast. Okay. I can add this into a frog. Frogos everywhere. That looks like a blob, not a frog. But then again, frogs could look like blobs, and blobs could look like frogs. But this blob does not look like a frog. It looks like a blob. What is that? Yeah, it's kind of close from far away. I'll color it green. 2008? 11 years? Wow. It's so weird when you just remember seeing when they're like a new show premiering, and this like you see it for so long till it actually comes out, and then it's just on, but then so much time passes and some shows are still there. Oops, I think that's off. $11 years, wow. Alrighty. Should be about like, yeah. Aw. Oh my gosh, I remember when Uncle Grandpa was a thing. I didn't really watch it. My parents thought it was weird. But I didn't watch it really. I thought it was weird too, honestly. I didn't really watch it. But I do remember when it was a thing. There were a lot of shows on Cartoon Network that felt like they were just kind of experiments just to see, like, just a bunch of people like, hey, let's see if this could be a thing. And so they made it just because. Oh, let's shoot. That works. Regular show. Oh my gosh, I remember when Regular Show first came on. just remember that either lawnmower or golf cart just showing up in all those previews, like regular show, new series at whatever time it made no sense. There were so many shows, man. I remember watching quite a few, oops, that moved, older series. I remember, like, Dexter's Laboratory was a show I watched. Oh, I have literally only seen one episode of regular show, but it was because it was when, I can't remember who was changing the channel, but I saw part of an episode. Oh, the one I just mentioned? Yeah, I just remember one of the characters eating eggs, but he was allergic to eggs, so he got hospitalized, but he really wanted a hat or something. What show did I just mention? Oh yeah, Dexter's Lab. Yeah, I remember watching that show. Oh. Not that one. Dexter's, oh, it was funny. I think I saw a video talking about some of the history of that show, talking about how, like, originally they made Dee Dee first, and they wanted a character that was, like, the opposite of her, and then they made Dexter to be, like, this little squarish character, really small and short. And then they made it about a little more centered around him. Kind of about both of them, but it was named after him, so... That's too short. Never mind, that works. What other things did I watch? Nope, I don't think that's... Oh, that is too loud. I'm glad this thing tells me, goodness. Nope, that's... That or my mic is too low. I cannot tell. Well, now I know what I'm gonna need to work on next time I do a stream. Know exactly what music I'm gonna set up in the background, because I don't know how humans feel about me playing 6 tracks. Let's see. Oh, that looks smallish and cute. Now time for the loaves of frogs, and then just coloring, and then I'll be done. And that'll be the end of today's stream when I finish the quick coloring. Oh, thank you. I just didn't want it to be too repetitive or anything. Oh my gosh, I didn't watch Teledrama Island, but I did watch all the Ben 10 series and Johnny Bravo. I did not watch Johnny Test, but I did watch all the Ben 10 series. Omniverse was my favorite one, but I do remember Johnny Bravo. I feel like, you know, I kind of want to know how people would react if a show like Johnny Bravo was brought back. Just a little, just kind of want to know. Omniverse was really good. I liked that one. I don't know why I just drew the frog's pupil before I drew its actual eye. But it's got them both, got both parts now, so that's bueno. Real actors. Yeah. I want to get the same mouth. Little frog. Really squishy legs. Would this frog be able to jump, actually? Would either of these frogs be able to jump? Their legs are bent up just a little bit. If they were to extend their legs, would they be able to create enough force or even lift up enough to jump? Well, great. Now I'm thinking about if my new little species of frog loaf would be able to live or even move. It's okay, frog loaf. You move with magic. Oh, magic. Magical frog loaf. No, actually. Oh my gosh, there's so many shows I haven't watched. I maybe have seen one episode. I have seen... What was that other show? Something about a kid being in school and his friend was a monkey. Jim something's a monkey, something like that. But I watched some of those. I remember those. Gym partner's a monkey, I think. The frog can dream. Don't ruin it. Yes, I'll try not to ruin the frog's dream with logic and contemplation about anatomy. As for some reason, that is something as much as I like to create fantasy characters, the logic will seep in, and it's like, would this be able to work? Don't frogs have nostrils? This frog needs to breathe. Yeah, they have little nostrils, right? I should give it that. It's really tiny ones, so it can at least... Yeah, little small ones there. Now you can breathe, little froggo. Poor thing had its mouth closed and I didn't give it any way to breathe. Oh, there was Looney Tunes show. He doesn't need to breathe. I believe he does, but I remember the Looney Tunes show. The old Looney Tunes were funny, and then I really liked the Looney Tunes show. It was my favorite show. For like the favorite comedic. Hold up, I'm wording this odd, but the show that created some of the best comedic dialogue. It had slapstick, but some of the dialogue was like the best. It was hilarious. Made me sad when they stopped making it, and then it was just Wabbit. Which I feel like a lot of series do once they get really popular to an extent, and then like they feel like whatever runtime I guess kind of dies out. They start it again, but then they only have the protagonist, and then the characters kind of just don't exist for a while until they bring them back for some reason. Or not for some reason, but they bring them back after a while. Yeah. Like, as much as slapstick, yeah, slapstick can be funny, but there's something about clever and comedic dialogue. I think that comes with my enjoyment for words and grammar and vocabulary, so I enjoy clever wordplay and humor. Oh, fuck. So yeah, those are always nice. Man, this little hump on his... Well, not a hump, it's its eye. That means technically its eye is really big. That means its eye is technically this big, but its skin for letting you see its eye is that. Man, that is a huge eye! That is a really big frog eye! That is weird to think about! Oh my gosh. See, that's what happens when you think about the logic behind things and how things could work, because then it's got a huge eye. Yeah, he was really smart and clever. Oh my gosh, Lola, she was hilarious. Oh my gosh, she was so weird, but so funny. And really obsessive over him too, that was, oh my gosh. They're meeting up at the store and they're like, we both have bread. Such a coincidence, we might be soulmates. And then he leaves and she goes with this lady like, we both like milk. And she's so confused. Some really funny episodes here. I should definitely do these streams more. I think being able to post something more often like this will definitely be helpful. Considering how close it is to being like the channel having almost 2,000 subscribers, but in general you're dead. That episode was funny. So many episodes of them were funny. It was a great show. but having almost 2,000 subscribers, but then like the average viewing being like in the hundreds, and most subscribers I can tell coming from my tutorial videos, which is definitely good because I really want people to be able to see really specific things and how to pick up things that I've also learned in like drawing wings. Oh my gosh, so many wings are drawn incorrectly, but I've done it too, so I'm not judging, but like the wing part isn't on the arm, it's on the hand. But, you know, just trying to get it out. Like, hey, you could do it like this, and maybe it's a little easier. But I definitely do want to be able to get things out faster than how I get slow. Some of my video upload schedule has been like 1 month, 2 months. That hurts. It hurts seeing a weekend go by and I can't post a video. Baby Looney Tunes show, yes. I have seen some episodes of that. Yeah, I remember that show. There was this really huge thing in the 90s and early 2000s to make everything babies, and this really huge thing with ducks. I don't know what was with that. I used to watch a lot of old shows when I was younger. I don't know why. I wasn't even born when some of these things I used to watch were made. But, you know, I guess get appreciation for older stuffs and new stuff. 'Cause that's always nice. Oops. There were a lot of shows with ducks. Did I accidentally play two things? Yes, I did accidentally play two things. Whoops. Oh, wait. Was that done? Oh, that track wasn't done playing. Whoops. Excuse me, music. Sorry for interrupting you. With more music. You know, now that I just remember, it's really yeah, you know, time goes fast and then you just kind of age. You don't feel it all the time until you get to that point where your back hurts from just trying to put on a sock. But, you know, yeah, aging happens. Man, I forgot what I was saying. I know. That it hurts to upload videos slow? It does. I wish I could upload faster more often. Can't relate. I hope not to the, if you're talking about this putting back hurts to put on a sock. I'm not saying I experienced that at all. That would be really sad. But like, I have heard people that have made jokes like that. I'm like, oh my goodness, gotta stay fits. Can't let your body get all sluggish on you. Which as a digital artist, you know, can't let myself sit for too long. I do not want to slowly melt into the chair I do my artwork in. You know, because then I couldn't go to any art events like VidCon. That's not art, that's YouTube. But again, I do want to go to VidCon someday. Oops, those are really big. It could have really big nostrils. But then it looks like his eyes. That's super weird. Because then like if you get rid of his eyes, that's his face now. That's the frog's face now. Ah, that's not very nice. Okay, there. And make these smaller. I can still see it as its face. I have that problem. You know how you can see faces and things where there are no faces in? I have that, but like way stronger. And then I'll see the weirdest faces in things, and then people are like, how are you seeing that? I'm like, I don't know. And then I have to cover things up for them to see it, and then they either laugh or they just look at me. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm an artist. I see things in those ways. It's perfect. Oh my gosh. This poor froggy. I don't think he wants his eyes to be his nostrils. That would be don't ask why I'm doing it again. Oh man. And then, what are these ears? It's got ears now? Or are they closed? But now the eyes also look like they could be closed. There's so many ways to see the same thing. A FedEx truck. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Different ways of seeing different shapes and stuff. And like all those memes. I always think of those memes are like when signs are designed a weird way and letters are written kind of like sideways, and then it looks like something is written how it's not. Kids. Okay. Oh, cool. I got the line art. I didn't even notice. Well, that's nice. The talking also makes time feel like it goes by faster. Yep. And then a real quick coloring, and then she'll be all done. I feel like I had something else I was thinking about. Could darken the lines some. Sometimes I wonder if I use too many layers. I used to anyways, but if I use too many layers on my drawings, then I'd end up with, I'd do something with a lot of detail and it'd have like 60 layers. Did I say frames? I don't remember. But layers of stuff in my drawings. Well, tons of stuff, not scared. What is that? The layers don't really mean anything necessarily when the drawing is finished, because like you can tell how many layers I used in a drawing, but it's just something I think about sometimes. Just if I added too many up, looks like this isn't. Is it dark? Oh, okay. Oops, I didn't draw her arm. But yeah, just I end up with a whole bunch of layers, and then some people talk about they do crazy intricate things and then they only use like 20 layers, and I'm like, oh. Well, and that's just how I draw it, so. Oh, okay. There are 5 people watching, so hello those, I guess 4 people now, because one of them has been summoned. As I feel like you guys should be acknowledged, even if you're not using the chat. Hello, I'm happy you're there. Aww. What I think is nice, I think I had another train of thought I was about to go on. Can't remember completely. I think, is that too yellow, greeny? I don't know, I kind of wanted it to be like that. I want it to have a lot of green colors in it. Yeah, I like that works. Oh, that is not that one. Make it a kind of see-through poncho thing. Oops. Uh-oh, that is... Oops. My pen went a little odd. Oh, because the line's not completely connected. I need to look up how to do more types of coloring, because I know there are probably faster ways of coloring than I do currently. But it doesn't help as much when some of my line art is really thin. I'll experiment, because like drawings like this, when they're cute, I like to use chubby line art to go with the chubbiness of the drawing. It fits better because it works. Thicker lines work better for cell shading when it's more solid and stuff. But then like, should I give her long socks? I don't know. But like, thinner lines work well with smaller drawings. I mean, with more realistic drawings. So I guess it depends on how cartoony I want it to look. Oops, I'm missing lines. If it's see-through. Let's see. If there were more humans in the chat, what would I ask them and then answer? Once again, hello. Oops. Oh yeah, I don't remember if I gave a complete answer when I asked other people about their favorite or least favorite processes during drawing, but I still want to say the inking stage, which someone once told me they don't get why it's called the inking stage, because it's not the part where you color, it's the part where you just add line art. When it's like, well, if you were using pen and paper, you would use an ink, like an ink pen, to color it in. Why are these eyes different? I just noticed that. Well, I should do the same thing on this side. But you would use an ink pen. Oops. To fill in the lines. Which to me, I guess it makes sense, but not to whoever I was talking to. But yeah. feels, I don't want to say uneventful because it definitely helps with the finished drawing look cleaner, which is always really good. But then sometimes I end up cleaning up the sketch layer so I don't have to do an layer all the time. But sometimes it's still, when it's a sketch, it's still rough in some parts. It's not like all finished. Alright, that's nice. A little water. Do her hair. I guess she could have aquamarine colored hair. Teal, mint. It's very nice colors. If this is see-through, sometimes I forgot that I wanted this to be a see-through thing. I'm pretty sure that was like a in the back of my mind thing that I just did, but not because I originally planned it to be, which I kind of like how you can see the character better with it being see-through. Which is probably why I let it go that way anyways. Plus I was talking, so I wasn't completely thinking about it. But I gotta remember some of the lines that still should be here that I forgot to add or erased. Because part of me still thought it was opaque instead of translucent. Hooray, words. Okay, that works. And there's her hair. Let me scoot this stuff. Uh-oh. Okay, finish the pancho frock. It's a nice color. Aw, that's a cute color actually. It's very green, but in a very soft way. The frog should be this color. I'm gonna add a different layer. It's a very cute color. And then this should be a see-through color. I think these should be different layers because that top part definitely isn't clear, but this part is, as I would imagine it's a clear plastic. So I'm gonna take this part and then put it on a different layer. Oop. So this should be hoodie, and this one should be pancho. Pancho thing. I'm pretty sure they call them panchos. Guess I'm playing that one again. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to look into that next time I do this. Now, if everything is like, if tomorrow everything goes like today is going, I think this should be bigger. I mean smaller. If everything goes like today has been going, I might do this again tomorrow. I kind of plan to be doing this for what's left of October, and I might do a few of them next month because I did miss some days this month of Inktober when I got sick and when I had work to do. So I guess this week has been I think, at least today, I know. Today's been a pretty light day, and this week is a little lighter than, I feel like, than normal weeks, so I have a bit more time to do things like this. So I may or may not do, I expect to do this again sooner. And I definitely want to. This has been really nice. There's people watching how this goes. Oh my gosh, just seeing how it comes together from the sketch. Let's see. And I guess you guys get somewhat of a feel of how long it takes me to do a drawing, which, I mean, it depends because in this one I've been talking more, and usually when oh my gosh, that's not how you spell frog. And when I'm usually doing my drawing, I'm just listening to music without talking, so, oh, that's too light. I want to be a little lighter. So, occasional pausing from drawing and talking about sea creatures and flying half sloth otters. So today has been a day. Wait. I should add some yellow. I feel like yellow would go with this. Skin's a kind of yellowy color. It works. This should be done soon. white, and then uh-oh, I think I turned it too high. Okay. What color should our eyes be? Her eyes maybe yellow. She could have gold eyes, because her hair is already blue. That looks nice. And then I'll add to her eyes. And then, what should this be called? This is just the yellow. Oh yeah, I forgot. The poncho should be. Aw, that looks nice. I think I'm just turning it into like my mental thoughts to outward so you guys can know what I'm thinking about. This should be on a lower level. Layer. Excuse me. That works. And then I'll add some yellow on her botas. Goofy. Play that time. Yeah, this is almost done with the flat colors. Add the little. Oops, that is not white. I should turn off the bottom layer so I can see what I'm doing. That's better. I wonder why they chose that background for when you get rid of stuff for Photoshop. I mean, I guess it makes sense to not a specific color, or else whenever someone uses a color... Uh-oh, did I not do that right? No, I didn't. But when someone uses a specific color, it wouldn't really work, because then you would see through it. It's better. Not see through it, but it'd be the same color as the background, and that wouldn't be pleasant. Okay. That is the hoodie layer. I forgot. That would have been annoying when I shaded it, because then it wouldn't have been on the right layer. Glad I messed that part up then. I hope to do these live streams again when there's another art challenge. Because I know there are several ones. Like in September there was OC-tember of just drawing OCs, but I don't think I have that many OCs. I have quite a few, but they're for other projects not related to my channel, so they wouldn't really fit here. And I have a couple, like couple that I've drawn just here and there, so it might work. I did make a couple. I did make Margaret OC, the one I did for the first few days of Inktober. Her design was fun. Let's see how I fit that. That works. Well, that makes her mouth look dry. It can still be pink. Oh my gosh. Just trying to keep it into a orange.